Welcome back to DC-Cember, as me and my guests, Velvetjoker and Patrick Palen, continue through the top 12 DCEU movies. But first, here are some honorable mentions.
I kneel before no one.
He'll destroy everything he holds dear.
I believe in truth, but I'm also a big fan of justice.
Now, let's take a look at the number one DCEU movie. I did not think this would make number one, but it surprised me, and that's because at its core, this movie, with its themes, even though it has lighthearted moments, while it has some dark moments, especially with the 7 deadly sins as the main bad guys. But that's what happens when we have a horror movie director being involved.
I had a good time when I saw it. This didn't make it in my top 10, to be honest, but I had a really good time still when I saw this movie in theaters, and whenever I rewatch it. Like Velvet, the way you were talking about Blue Beetle, I feel like that's how I feel.
Yeah, very family-friendly, cross-platform type vibe.
Yeah, because this was touch and go with Wonder Woman, because I felt just like with the sequel, it might be a little bit too silly just because of how goofy Zachary Levi does as Sam, yet for Billy, he acts a little bit more serious. But granted, given his origin, it's understandable how he's trying to find his real mom and everything, not wanting to accept being in a foster family. You kind of feel for the kid, it makes sense. And it is sad though at the end when it turns out that his mom just abandoned him. And we get that flashback from her perspective where it's not so colorful, where she's not a warm, loving mother. She's just stressed out of her mind, just wants to get out. And when the opportunity arises, she just basically left him with the police.
A unique kind of origin tale.
Yeah, like it's not just some blessed warrior or some rich person or some survivor. He's just a kid. And granted, originally he's supposed to be pure of heart to become the chosen one kind of thing. And that's, I think, what some hardcore fans may not have liked is that Billy was not a good-natured kid despite his upbringing, but you do see some semblance where he may not be friendly with most people, but he'll stick up for someone if there's some bullying involved.
Man, sorry about that.
I feel like it goes back to that cynicism that's been so prevalent in movies in general for a while and the DCU, where it's like, all right, well, we'll have Billy. He is a good kid at heart, but we don't want him to be like too good on the outside. Like, that's not really the cool thing. Thank God we're circling back around to like people not being afraid to do that with their heroes.
And it's a nice dichotomy with Dr. Zavanna for how he was a potential chosen one. But just because he was being tempted by the 7 deadly sins of that magic evil ball thing, he just like, nope, you're banned. But you never know, because maybe he could have been the chosen one, but because of that actions and given his family, it just turned him into becoming very nasty villain. And it's an interesting concept, being powered by the 7 deadly sins.
Almost a Ghost Rider-ish, where it's like his power was granted from like, was it like with the devil or like a demon or something like that, and that's how he had his powers. And
well, Mephisto tricked him. He made him think that he was Satan and that he was gonna save his stepdad from some kind of disease. And he cured him with the disease, but then he got like a deadly stunt like the next week and done it anyway.
Either way, I mean, I say this movie, like being number one, I say it definitely reflects the DCU as a franchise. It has some lighthearted moments on top of having some dark, cynical stuff. It's really good balance because I like the fact that Superman does exist in this movie, even though we unfortunately don't get to see Henry Cavill appear.
we got the body.
Yeah, we got the body and the same style suits, as well as seeing one of Batman's batarangs being collected by that kid Freddy. And it was pretty cool that Billy decided to share the power with his family.
Say my name.
Billy!
No, not my name. No, say the name that I say to turn into this guy.
And I like the character of Freddy.
Yeah, he's a good foil, because I like that was someone who was very outgoing, friendly, very talkative, trying to show Billy how to be a superhero and everything.
And I hadn't seen that kid before until the remake of It, and then I saw him in this one. I've not been keeping track, but he's not come across my way in anything I've been watching, but I hope he continues acting because I think he's got a great career if he keeps at it.
He's a very talented actor. All those kids are pretty good, especially with the little girl, Darla, I think, the one who likes to give the hugs and stuff, and with the Skittles, especially in the sequel. Plus, I liked that one scene during the fight when the bad guys having the monologue, but they're so far away where Shazam can't hear anything.
You think a pack of children?
What?
It's one of those movies where like it has some dark, serious stuff, but it's not afraid to like make fun of itself. It's a shame that we never got to see Shazam versus Black Adam in this universe, but at least to see a relatively entertaining sequel.
It would have been interesting to see Shazam and Black Adam because tonally, the two Shazam movies and Black Adam, I think are very different. I mean, one is very much about family and its theme, and then the other one's redemption for a people, like a downtrodden people. I would have been curious to see how they would have pulled it off.
You know what would be really interesting, since in this era of movies, what if they took this version of Shazam and Henry Cavill's Superman and did like a movie like with such dark tones and such light tones? I wonder how they would handle that.
That would be an interesting way to go about it, because I would like to see something with Shazam and Superman, whether it's the regular version of them or if it's Zach and Henry. I've seen lots of fan arts of putting those two with Dwayne Johnson together in a movie, but sadly that might not happen.
Who's that for?
Whoever it is, I'm gonna love him no matter what.
Well, that concludes our DCEU section of the list. Tune in tomorrow as we'll be starting with the standalone DC films. You might see some old classics. As always, be sure to like and subscribe to see more content, and be sure to check out my guest podcast channels. Click the links in the description box to find out more details.